Don't be mad at Caitlin Clark. She's getting $28 million. Don't they want sisters to get paid, or they don't want a white girl to get paid first? I think that's what it is.
Definitely what it is.
Since she has signed this contract, you guys, and her WNBA season has come and gone. And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials. We have not seen any ads. We have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise. And we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoes.
What if I told you that one sponsorship deal could shake up the entire sports world? Caitlin Clark's massive contract with Adidas reveals far more than just a partnership over shoes. It brings underlying gender issues and racial tensions into the spotlight. This single agreement is challenging everything we thought we knew about sports marketing.
I want A'ja Wilson to have a shoe and every black young lady to have a shoe. But she's marketable, and I'm not saying you young ladies aren't.
You said A'ja who?
A'ja Wilson.
A'ja Wilson.
So from the Aces?
Yes.
That's what everybody's mad about because she doesn't have a sneaker.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Right. So I'm not saying she's not marketable, but people are up in a frenzy, and nobody was paying attention when I was talking about this during the NCAA tournament, not the sneaker part.
You might be asking, what's the big deal? Let me break it down. Nike had signed both A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark, but at that point, neither had their own signature shoe. Eventually, Nike chose to give Wilson her own line, while telling Clark to wait. After that, Nike went quiet. Then came the twist. Rookie sensation Caitlin Clark signed a massive deal with Adidas, and the timing raised eyebrows. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson, a multiple-time MVP, is finally set to launch her signature shoe, but now Nike wants to be at the forefront.
When you deal with corporate America, it is no feelings involved. It is purely business. And a lot of people get emotional over race, over how good you are, over if this person's a better basketball player, football player, rapper, singer, whatever. It is all about business for corporations in corporate America. And it's all about, can you sell their product?
But here's where it really gets interesting, because this isn't just about two athletes. It's about race, gender, and the shifting landscape of sports marketing. This deal is disrupting the entire industry, and we're about to uncover why it's far from just another business move. Get ready. This story will change the way you see sports endorsements.
It's Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, Reebok, whoever said, could she sell our shoe? Could we sell our shoe? Because when you sit there and say, Caitlin Clark got $28 million, first of all, that equals $3.5 million a year if you do the division.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back for a moment. What we're witnessing isn't just Caitlin versus A'ja, it's a battle of giants. This is about Nike versus Adidas, and the stakes have never been higher. Are you ready to see how the showdown unfolds?
He reports Nike wants to prioritize A'ja Wilson, and it fears the optics of giving a rookie a signature shoe before an already established star who just won league MVP for the third time.
Nike has stuck to its usual playbook, backing established stars like A'ja Wilson. But in playing it safe, they may have overlooked the next big phenomenon. While Nike was focused on familiar faces, Caitlin Clark was busy making headlines and shifting the spotlight. It seems Nike may have been caught sleeping, and Clark is now making serious waves. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe my channel for more awesome content. Thanks.
Nike struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring?
Nike may have signed Caitlin Clark, but what did they actually do with her? No ads, no merchandise, nothing. It's as if they forgot they had a rising star on their hands. And in the world of sports, we all know what happens when you snooze, you lose.
So when she turned pro, several shoe companies were after her. Under Armour said she'd be the face of Curry brand, Adidas, and Nike.
Adidas stepped in and gave Caitlin Clark a deal that's turning heads. This isn't just a contract, it's a bold statement. Adidas is showing that they genuinely believe in women's sports and are ready to back that belief. They recognize the opportunity that Nike either missed or chose not to take.
Now let's talk about regular season viewership, not draft viewership. Regular season viewership, it grew by 20% in 2023. It's grown by 180% now, which means it would take another 5 or 6 years to do what Caitlin Clark is.
But this is where it gets really fascinating. Caitlin Clark isn't just a talented athlete, she's a game changer. Since her debut, WNBA viewership has skyrocketed by 400%. It's hard to believe, But one player is transforming the entire landscape of women's basketball. Her games now draw over 1 million viewers on average.
It doesn't make any sense at all. And playing the politics where, oh, we need to release Asia's shoe first. Well, no, it's not Caitlin's fault that you haven't done anything for Asia yet. And maybe think about, why haven't you released something for Asia yet? Is it because you're not sure how it will sell? And if that's the truth, like, that's just business. Why are we coddling these women? You wouldn't see this on the men's side. If a brand thinks they're gonna sell shoes with a player, they're gonna release some stuff. They're not going to be like, oh, well, so-and-so has been playing in the league a little bit longer, so I'm going to make sure I get theirs out first, then we'll push Caitlin's 2 seasons. They're saying now that we might not get a signature shoe from Caitlin until 2026 or 2027.
So why did Nike let her slip away? Maybe it's internal politics. Maybe they are too focused on their current roster to recognize the rising star right in front of them. Or maybe they are stuck in the past, while Adidas is clearly looking ahead to the future.
We landed a major endorsement deal with Adidas. This partnership is a game changer. It's a huge win for Clark and for women's basketball.
It's clear that Adidas isn't just selling sneakers, they are selling a bold vision for the future of women's sports. They are making a big bet on Caitlin Clark, yes, but also on a whole new direction in sports marketing. Their message is loud and clear. We see the potential in women's sports, and we're all in. Meanwhile, Nike is scrambling to keep up. AJA Wilson, a multi-time MVP, is still waiting on her signature shoe, while Adidas is out front, reshaping the game and shaking up the entire industry.
Where people can love a player, love everything that they're about, and want to buy their shoes. Wilson capitalized on Caitlin Clark, and they put out signature Caitlin Clark balls and other merch that literally sold out within minutes of them going live. The hype that Caitlin Clark had going into this season, we will not see that again. She came off of playing in a national championship game that had over 20 million people tuned into that game, then going straight into the draft, and then going straight into the WNBA and breaking an insane amount of records.
So, what does all this mean for the future of sports marketing? Are we seeing a shift in power? Could Adidas be on the verge of overtaking Nike in the women's sports space? As the money flows and attention grows, a deeper and more uncomfortable question starts to surface. Is race playing a role in this endorsement battle? And if it is, how could that reshape the entire sports marketing landscape? You might think this is just about contracts and sneakers, but there's a much bigger conversation unfolding. What we're really witnessing is the exposure of deeper issues within the sports marketing world.
I wonder how many comments they read from black fans saying something like, "Don't let the white media promote that white bitch into taking over our game."
Let's confront this issue head-on. Some argue that the scrutiny surrounding Caitlin Clark's rise isn't just about her talent, it's about the fact that she's a white athlete excelling in a sport historically dominated by black players. It's a difficult and sensitive topic, but if we're going to truly understand what's happening here, it's one we can't afford to ignore.
We're committed to Asia Wilson.
We stand with AJA Wilson, but this conversation is also shining a spotlight on gender in sports marketing. So, it's not just about race. Caitlin Clark's Adidas deal isn't only shifting the game for her personally, it's redefining how companies perceive female athletes and their marketability. This moment is reshaping the landscape of women's sports endorsements as a whole.
How impressive has Asia been this season?
I think she's the greatest player in the game. I think she's one of the greatest players of all time, and we just need to stand down and recognize and pay homage.
24.0 points per game, 12.1 rebounds per game, and now 1,000 points in a single season. Asia Wilson's stats are off the charts.
With 24.0 points per game, 12.1 rebounds, and now over 1,000 points in a single season, AJA Wilson's stats are nothing short of elite. But here's where things get truly compelling. This situation isn't just revealing deep-rooted issues, it's also driving real change. Brands are being pushed to confront their biases and reconsider how they promote diverse athletes. We're witnessing a possible turning point in the way sports marketing operates. This controversy is forcing a serious examination of representation and recognition. Who lands the major deals? Who gets overlooked? And why? These are questions that companies can no longer afford to ignore.
To the biggest star in sports. It ain't happening. They're lying to themselves. They're delusional.
If Adidas can see Caitlin Clark's potential, what other opportunities are being missed by traditional marketing strategies? This could be the start of a whole new era in sports endorsements, one where brands begin to invest in a broader range of athletes and finally move beyond the usual choices. Thanks for watching my video.
These leftists are idiots.
What does this mean for the future of sports marketing? Are we witnessing a shift in leadership, with Adidas potentially surpassing Nike in the women's sports space? As attention gravitates toward the money, a deeper, more complex question is emerging. Is race playing a role in this endorsement controversy? And if so, how could that impact the future of sports marketing as a whole? This isn't just about sneaker deals or brand contracts. It's about something much bigger. We're looking at a moment that's exposing deeper systemic issues within the sports marketing industry.
And well, Hawkeyes basketball star and top WNBA draft pick Caitlin Clark is coming to Indiana. She'll suit up to play for the Fever in Indianapolis.
It's news that may have some people wanting to buy her jersey, and for some jerseys, prices are topping hundreds of dollars.
Consider this. If Adidas can recognize Caitlin Clark's potential, what other opportunities might traditional marketing strategies be missing? This moment could signal the start of a new era in sports endorsements, one where brands begin to invest in a broader range of athletes and finally move beyond the familiar faces. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.